What's up guys, I'm the Ultimate Fighting Consultant and today we got our quick picks for UFC 308. It's a solid card and I'm super excited for it. Quick recap on Vegas 99. Yeah, we didn't do too great. A lot of big favorites got upset, but hey, that's just how the game goes. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And we're still up over the last 3 UFC events. Also, our Discord link is in the description if you'd like to join and get my official bets for free, because I do end up placing bets in between my video and UFC on Saturday. So with that out of the way, let's jump right into the picks. First up, we got Aslan taking on Rafael Cerqueira. Guys, I'd stay away from this fight. You got a guy in Aslan who has 1 round of cardio, and we got a guy in Cerqueira who is making his UFC debut. There's not much tape on him, so we don't really know how this fight's gonna play out. I'll keep my eye on the inside the distance prop. If it's a good number, we might take it, but other than that, I'd stay away from betting on this matchup. But if I had to pick someone, give me the UFC newcomer Cerqueira. Next up, we got Ismail Naurdiev taking on Bruno Silva, and I think this was one of those fights where you're not necessarily picking a guy to win, but you're picking the other guy to lose, and I'm going with Naurdiev. Bruno Silva's on a losing streak, and I did not like how he looked in his last fight at all. It's a close matchup, but it's tough not to back someone whose name ends with a V, especially in the arena it is, and we know how the judging will go, so give me Naurdiev in this matchup. Next up, we got our biggest favorite on the card, Farid Basharat taking on Victor Hugo. Basharat's now a -600 favorite, and if you don't know, he also has a twin in the UFC, who just like him is very good. Except in his twin's last fight, he kinda sold us. I really thought the Basharat brothers would go undefeated for a while though, but I think this Basharat brother will stay undefeated here. So give me the -600 favorite Farid Basharat to get the win here. Next up, we got a Boost Magomedov taking on Bruno Ferreira. And guys, if you don't know who a Boost Magomedov is, he's basically the Timu version of Nasruddinov. That's who he was supposed to be. But when he faced actual competition in Sean Strickland and Caio Borralho, he lost, and he lost bad. His cardio is also pretty bad. Now with all that being said, I'm picking the underdog Bruno Ferreira. I'm actually curious as to why a Boost is the favorite here. Bruno Ferreira is very dangerous, guys. He's 12-1, and every single one of his wins come from inside the distance. He could definitely play spoiler here. So give me the underdog Bruno Ferreira to get the win here. Next up, we got Mateusz Rebecki taking on Myktybek Orolbai. And I'm going with Orolbai in this one. We got him at like -250 and he's going up. He's around -300 now. I've been big on him ever since his UFC debut. Granted, it was against Uros Medic, who isn't exactly a phenomenal wrestler. But I think his pressure, his ability to mix up the striking with the grappling is going to give Rebecki problems here. Just look at the face, guys. Do you think he's going there to lose? I think not. So give me Myktybek Orolbai as the sizable favorite here. And for our featured prelim, we got Geoff Hands of Steel Neal taking on Rafael dos Anjos. And I'm going with Geoff Neal. He's already a pretty big welterweight. And RDA, who wasn't even a huge lightweight, is moving up to welterweight for this matchup. Geoff Neal's also younger, and I think his power is going to be too much for RDA. If RDA can't get this fight to the ground, Geoff Neal is going to light him up on the feet. Geoff Neal's the pick. And opening up the main card, we got Magomedov taking on my guy, Armen Petrosyan. And I say my guy because we're from the same country, but I'm putting my biases aside for this one. Here's the thing about this fight, guys. Armen is a really good striker and he's very durable. I feel like if you're on the Shara side, if you're on Team Shara, taking him by decision is your best bet. I don't think he gets Armen out of there. Armen has only lost to wrestlers in the UFC. He doesn't have any knockouts in the UFC, but he's won every fight that stayed on the feet. And I don't think Shara is going to be shooting double legs in this matchup. So I got this fight close to 50-50, and you know what they say. When that's the case, you take the underdog. The only thing that worries me though, we know the UFC wants Shara to win here, and it's in Abu Dhabi, so we know everyone attending that arena wants Shara to win. But I'm willing to take a small shot at my guy Armen here. Armen's the pick. And next up, we got Magomed Ankalaev taking on Alexander Rakic. I'm going with Ankalaev. Simply put, Rakic literally hasn't won in years. His last win is from 2021. He's lost by knockout in each of his last 2 fights, and I think it's going to be a third here. So basically, you got a chinny Rakic against the Ankalaev who's pretty good, and I feel like the judges will be on Ankalaev's side if this somehow ends up going the distance. Give me Ankalaev. Next up, we got a fun fight, guys. Lerone Murphy taking on Dan 50K Ige. And guys, Dan Ige is a G. The way he stepped in on UFC 300 on a couple hours notice and gave us a competitive fight with Diego Lopez, the guy's a G. But so is Lerone Murphy, and that's who I'm taking in this matchup. He looked great in his last fight against Ensa Barboza, who's no easy task for anybody, let's be clear about that. But this guy Murphy is good, man. He's 14-0, undefeated for a reason. And even though Dan Ige is tough, I think he's gonna go 15-0 in this matchup. Give me Lerone Murphy. And for our co-main event of the evening, we got Robert Whittaker taking on Khamzat Chimaev. This is a 5-round fight, so let's break this fight down. Do you think Chimaev outstrikes or outwrestles Whittaker for 5 rounds straight? The answer is probably not. So if you're taking Chimaev here, you're essentially betting on him to get an early finish, most likely in round 1 or 2. In which case, if you're taking him as a minus 245 favorite, do you really think the chance of him finishing Robert Whittaker in round 1 or round 2 is over 70%? If you said yes, be my guest, take him all day. I'm good though. I'm taking Bobby Knuckles. He's listed as a plus 200 right now, which basically says the bookies think he has a 33% chance of winning. I got this fight a lot closer, like 55 Chimaev, 45 Whittaker. If Chimaev doesn't get the early finish and he gasses out against a guy like Robert Whittaker, he's gonna be in for a long night. So with that being said, Bobby Knuckles is the pick here. And for our main event of the evening, we got Ilia El Matador, Topuria, taking on Max Blessed Holloway. And I know you guys love Holloway, but I'm going with Topuria in this matchup. Topuria has super clean boxing, and the interesting thing is, he comes from a BJJ background. And quite frankly, I think if he's getting lit up on the feet, he will turn to those skills if he needs to. Because I genuinely don't think Topuria wants to lose the shine. If he loses his first title defense, his aura is gone. I see him doing whatever it takes to win here, whether that's knocking Holloway out or grinding out a decision with his grappling. Topuria is the pick, and he will remain the champion. And now we move to our official bets, guys. First up, we got 0.35 units on Robert Whittaker at plus 200. Next, we got 3/4 of a unit on Lerone Murphy straight up. And now we move to our parlays. We got Ilia Topuria and Magomed Ankalaev, which we locked in early. 1.75 units at plus 114 odds. If you've been following my account for a while now, you know I posted this bet on my shorts weeks ago. You cannot get that same value now. Next up, we're taking Myktybek, Orolbai, and Geoff Neal to win. We got 1.25 units on that at minus 111. And finally, we had Basharat and Said Nurmagomedov, but Daniel Santos did pull out of his fight, so this bet's no longer valid. But that's all we got so far, guys. If you want to get my updated bets from now until Saturday, which I probably will be placing more, hit that Discord link in the description and join up. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'm the Ultimate Fighting Consultant, and that was my quick picks and official bets so far. Good luck to everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one.